Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ramani. Today I want to talk about why you probably do not need to lock your hair. Now yesterday I made a video about 7 reasons why you should lock your hair, and I gave you all of the benefits about why locking your hair is just so amazing. But even though I love my hair like this is my favorite hairstyle in the world, there are some people who this style is not for. This style is very permanent and this style is a big decision. And I'm just going to be completely honest, this style is not for everyone. But before we get into everything, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and follow me on Instagram. All right, I'm just gonna be completely honest and say locks are not for you if you are an impatient person. Locking your hair is a process, and that's why we call it a lock journey. It is a long journey, and if you are a person who does not like to grow through journeys and grow through processes, then it's not gonna be for you. When people start their locks, they always wanna know, what is the quickest way for me to lock my hair? And I am guilty of this because when I first started my locks, y'all know my locks just weren't locking at the time frame that I thought that they should. But since I had been through other journeys before, I was able to just get myself through the process without combing my locks out or without cutting them off. I've had a weight loss journey, I've had a natural hair journey, so I know how long these processes take. But if you're a person who expects instant gratification, you want your locks to be down your back tomorrow and you're going to be frustrated and you're going to hate yourself and your hair throughout the process, then you might as well not even do it. Because locks are honestly going to test your patience. They're going to test your self-esteem. They're just going to test you as an individual. I've seen people get really frustrated and really upset when their hair isn't locking on the time frame that they want it to. And I've seen people regret their decisions, and I don't want that to happen to you. Which leads me into my next point. If you are a control freak, then locks may not be for you. If you have to be in control of every single aspect of your appearance, I'm telling you right now, locks are extremely unpredictable at times, especially when you have starter locks. When you have starter locks, your hair isn't necessarily trained or used to being locked, so it's very new for your hair. So this means you might have a plan for how your starter lock should look, and it might look completely different. The style might look different than you planned, the length might look different than you planned, and the texture might look different than you planned. So many people start their locks and their locks are right here, but they don't understand that as time goes on with your starter locks, your locks start to shrink up as they start to bud and as they start to lock, and especially once they get water on them. Now, they're not going to shrink up forever, but it is going to be a little bit of time where you're like, dang, I thought my hair was a little bit longer than this. There were absolutely times where I thought I was going to try a new lock style, but my hair wasn't long enough or it just didn't look right completely. And I had to go all the way back to the drawing board. And when I say the drawing board, I just mean I had to just let my locks be free because the styles weren't styling. When you have locks, you are not going to be able to predict every outcome when it comes to your hair. Another reason that locks may not be for you is if you do not like to regularly maintain your hair. Like if you're a person who always wants somebody else to maintain your hair, which is not bad, but if you're a person who goes to the shop every 2 weeks to get your hair done, then locks may not be for you, because in between you going to get your hair retwisted, if you're not going to do it yourself, in between going to get your hair retwisted, you're still going to have to keep your locks clean. You're still going to have to spray your hair, and you may occasionally have to separate your roots if they start to intertwine. And yes, you can definitely go to a loctician to get this all done, but you're not going to see your loctician every single day. Your loctician is not going to be able to come to your house every day and spray your hair with rose water or regular water. Your loctician isn't going to be able to come to your house every week to wash your hair if your scalp gets dirty. You're going to have to do these things yourself. Locks are low maintenance, but they are not no maintenance. You still have to do something. So if you're the type of person who doesn't want to do something, then this style may not be for you. Now let's talk about versatility. I hear a lot of people say that locks are not versatile, and that could not be further from the truth. Locks are extremely versatile. However, if you want to do certain styles with your hair, you may not need locks. For instance, I know you've seen a lot of lock girlies like Chloe Bailey and Halle Bailey when they braid their locks and they have wigs over them, and you've probably even seen that on Instagram or on YouTube. So that option is always available to you. However, if you want to straighten your actual hair, like you want to comb these out all the time, then they're not going to be for you. A lot of older members of my family always ask me, can you comb these out? You can comb these out, but it's not just easy to put back in. Locks are a very permanent decision. So if you want to straighten your natural hair, you don't need to get locks. Typically, when someone combs their locks out, it takes them anywhere from 1 week to 8 weeks. And they're not just putting the locks back in the next day. So if you comb them out because you want to straighten your hair, that is also a very permanent decision. Now, you can do styles with your locks, and I have a lot of videos on here showing you how I style my locks. You can always do different versatile styles with your locks. But if you want to style your loose natural hair or your straight hair, then you already know what I'm gonna say. It's just not for you. And my final reason that locks may not be for you is just you're not ready for the commitment, and that is perfectly okay. I'm not one of those girls with locks where like you have to have locks until the day you die. It's just not that deep for me. Maybe because I focus on my own head. I don't know, but it's just not that deep for me. But if you cannot commit to locks, you just can't commit to them. I actually made a video about this a few months ago, just about Black women combing their locks out just because they don't want the commitment or they're done with the journey, and that is perfectly fine. But I just wanted to add that into this video just so you know that this is a commitment. When you lock your hair, you are committed to waiting and seeing your hair bud and seeing it grow and seeing it lock. Now, if you know you're the type of person who has commitment issues and you can't really commit months or years or lifetimes to a certain hairstyle, it's best to wait that you know for sure that you're fully going to be committed to this. And it's okay to get some protective styles that resemble locks in the meantime. You can always get faux locks, because I've definitely seen videos of women on YouTube and on Instagram who just weren't ready for locks, and then they end up bashing locks, they end up hating locks, and it just doesn't have to be that. You know yourself, and you know if you can commit to something or not. Like, if you can't even commit to a relationship, then you probably cannot commit to locks, which is perfectly okay. I'm just saying, know yourself. And y'all know this video was not to discourage you. I just wanted to be open and honest about what locks fully entail so that you know what you're getting yourself into when you decide to step into this lock community. Honestly, for me, locks have been amazing, and I do plan to keep my locks forever. I have been locked for 3 years and 9 months, so in 3 more months it'll be 4 years, and I don't see myself getting rid of my locks. I love my locks. Again, if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and follow me on Instagram, especially if you want to see a lot more of my locks. If you've made it this far in the video, make sure you leave a brown heart in the comments, and I'm gonna see you in my next video.